Hey everybody, I'm Rood, and today I'm going to be telling a story about how I got sent down to the principal's office in second grade. Now, first, let me just say about the gameplay. It it's amazing. I mean, for we were playing against a whole party, right? And I mean, they were pretty decent. Maybe they weren't that good, but they knew how to hold down positions, how to head glitch, how to capture the flags, and keep us back in response. So in the first half, what we ended up losing, we were losing by a pretty significant amount. And they just had us, spawn trapped, and I was carrying my team the whole way. I was like double positive, and my whole team was like double negative, and it was pretty interesting. So I cut most of it out. I don't know where it's going to start, just because I don't know how long I'm going to be talking for. But you'll just see that we're going to be losing. Then we're going to make an awesome comeback, and we're not actually going to win. We're going to tie. But it's still pretty cool. It was like all me. I carried my whole team. It was amazing. So anyway, into the subject. It's about the time I got sent to the principal's office in second grade. And no, this is not my only time. I've been sent to the principal's office in grade school. I don't want to sound, like a gangsta, but a lot. Maybe not a lot, but 4 or 5 times, a lot more than anybody else. And I mean, they were all in grade school. There's a big difference. Than Sorry, there's a big difference from the principal's office in grade school and the principal's office in middle school and high school and stuff. And I stayed the heck out of the middle school principal's office, but in grade school I was all, like bad and gangsta. And today I'm going to be telling a story about how I actually wrote a love letter to someone, and what I said on it got me sent to the principal's office. So basically, this girl rode my bus. She was a grade older than me, so she was in third grade, and she lived a few houses down from me. I knew where she lived, and she, didn't really talk to me because, she was a grade older than me, but I still, liked her and stuff. And one day I decided, wow, I should send her a letter. And I think actually it was my best friend. He helped me, think of this. He's like, well, why don't you send a letter? Then I'm like, oh, well, that's a good idea. But I didn't want to write it for whatever reason, so I said, why don't you write it, And then what I actually had him write on there, we took a little note from the second grade classroom. It was like all pre-wrote out, and it just said, dear, and then fill in the blank, and then it had like a little message, and then from, and then fill in the blank. So what ended up happening is I had him write, I think you're hot and sexy, and I'm not going to say the girl's name, but I said, dear, the name, I think you're hot and sexy, from Jacob. And I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I just thought it was absolutely hilarious now looking back on it that I actually wrote that. So what ended up happening is I had the note, and I was with my best friend, and when we were walking out of school, I saw her getting stuff in her locker, so when she wasn't looking, I just dropped it in there. It wasn't crumbled up, it was nice, neatly folded a few times, and I put it in there, and then we ran off and went on my bus, and I knew she was on my bus. She sat a couple seats behind me, because our bus was usually lined up like kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, so, we were, near the middle of the bus. So I had the note in her backpack, and then so we went on the bus, and I was, thinking, is she gonna, see it or what, whatever, but she ended up not seeing it. And that was like, oh my gosh, and I was really excited to see or find out if she saw it, the next day. So I was really excited, did my whole 15 minutes of reading and my very hard vocab test, and my second grade vocab test, how to spell, a whole bunch of, dumb words. So anyway, done with all my homework, go to school the next day. And then she sees me, and then she's laughing, and in front of all of her friends, she says, oh, Jacob, I love you, And at the time, I thought she really meant it, because I was in second grade, she was in third grade, and she, now I know that she was just doing it, to be funny and all of, in front of all of her friends. So I'm like, oh, it worked, And then, so, a day goes by, and she, we're talking sometimes, she's just basically like making fun of me indirectly, her friends would all be laughing, she'll be like, oh, don't you love me so much? And I'll be like, yeah, and it was just really funny. So a couple days later, everything's going really good for me, I'm dating older women, and stuff, and everybody just thinks I'm so cool. And then I hear over the announcement when I was in the middle of class, the announcer said, Jacob, and then my best friend, down to the principal's office, and I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? And it was with my best friend, so I know it had to do with something that involved him, and I didn't know, like, I don't remember doing anything wrong with him, because I don't really see that as doing anything wrong. I thought, completely normal, whatever. Well, not completely normal, but, there's nothing really bad about it. So, we go down there, and then he basically says, do you know what this is? And he shows the note, and it was unfolded, and I'm like, yes, and, I mean, on the walk home, we were both, like, getting really teary, whatever. I don't know why I cannot say, words like that. I can't say, terror, I can't say, a whole bunch of, my gosh. Sorry. Anyway, so we were getting teary-eyed, and he was, more than me. I was, gangsta. I'd already been there a few times. I'm like, yeah, this guy's nothing to worry about, but I was still scared, like, oh no, my parents are gonna find out, and this is just, there's no way this can turn out turn out good for me. This is gonna turn out bad. So, basically, he told us, this is wrong and everything, and when I was, really sad, and I was, dreading the ride on the bus, and I thought, it was her, and she, told the principal on me, and she got me in trouble. She really doesn't love me, and it was like, well, first, let me just say, after we got yelled at to the principal, we come home teary-eyed, and then the second grade teacher calls me over, and then she yells at us again, like she doesn't just know that the principal did it, She yells at us again and says, oh yeah, that's not right, you can't do that, while she's trying to, yell at other kids and stuff too. She was really nice, I mean, don't get me wrong, but just, in that situation, she did not seem happy for whatever reason. So, anyway, she yelled at us, and then I went home, and then I'm like, my dad, greeted me at the bus stop, and I'm like, oh, maybe he doesn't know, for whatever reason, maybe I can get away with this. And my best friend actually had the same bus stop as me, rode the same bus and everything. So when we were coming home, his dad said to my dad, oh yeah, the principal, talked to him, and talked to, me and my best friend, oh, the principal talked to him, and I guess they're in trouble, so you have to ask him. And then my dad's like, oh, okay, thanks. And then he walks home, and he has just like this death look on his face, and I'm like, why, best friend's dad, would you do this? He knows what he's doing. It's just, no. And I really hated him at this point, my best friend's dad, and I'm like, why? I'm so mad. Next time I'm going over to his house, I'm definitely giving him the evil eye. But, anyway, so my dad came home, and then I ended up, started bawling, and I told him the whole story, and, it just, I got, yelled at, and I got some things taken away, and, it was just, it's funny now that I look back on it, but, back then I was saying, oh, I don't really see what I'm in trouble for. But, yeah, that's my story. On the bus ride the next day after getting yelled at by my parents and my teacher and the principal, I'm like, I can't believe you, and then I pout, and I go in my seat, and she's like, why, don't you, love me, don't you still love me? And all her friends are laughing, and I said, you told on me. And then I guess, like, her mom, for whatever reason, was going through her backpack and took out the note and, told. And I mean, if she knew it was a second grader, she probably wouldn't care. But she was probably, thinking, oh, a third or fourth grader is writing to my daughter, you're hot and sexy. Oh no, I need to tell the principal. And then, just did not turn out good. But anyway, that's the end of the story. No real moral to that story. Just, it's funny when you look back at things. Anyway. Thanks for watching. At the end, you'll see a recent video and my class setup for this game. I was actually not even, trying to do good. I was just, going for trying to rank up my MTAR, and it turned into, like, this big battle, and we start spawn trapping them, and it was pretty amazing. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.